Now, I'm not having a midlife crisis. The bike was already in the garage. But it got me thinking about my teens and my early 20s, when life felt easier and things were so much more fun. And not so many police driving around in undercover cars. You know, back in the 80s, 90s and early 2000s. If you wanted to see your friends, you didn't check the WhatsApp group, you know, you didn't text them. You rode round to their house. You knocked on their door. You asked their parents if they could come out and play. And as you got older, you asked them if they wanted to go to the pub. Is it better now? Is it better then? I don't know. Life was analog, I suppose. No phones, no digital age, very beginning of the internet, so nobody really knew what it was about. If you wanted to talk to somebody or see somebody, you had to physically do it, you know, go around their house, ring them on a landline, which cost a fortune. So your parents didn't allow you to be on the phone for more than 5 minutes. And when you had your own house, you didn't want to spend the money. So life just, it was more personal, not digital, not looking at a screen. And yeah, it felt better, felt lighter, less stressful. And I'm missing that, you know. I'm getting to nearly 50. So that was 30 years ago. A lot can change in 30 years. Some for the better, I would say mostly for the not so good. But yeah, I'm not sure where it's going. But like I say, today it's about reminiscing the good old days. The days with less stress, less attachment to the digital world, you know. You can't sit down for 5 minutes now without picking your phone up and just checking social media, or WhatsApp group message, or random things. It's so hard to switch off. The main reason that's got me thinking about most of this is last week I was in Tenerife for a week, and my son was there with some friends, and they went to a party festival over the weekend. Like beach parties, club parties, boat parties, stuff like that. Had an amazing time and the videos looked great, but God, I would have hated it as a 50-year-old man. 30 years ago, I'd have been there with him, I'd have been giving it large, you know, staying out till 5, 6 in the morning with them and just having the crack. And yeah, because you could, it was fun, it was great. But now, in the 50s, I want peace and quiet. I want to get away from the world, I want to get away from people. Hence, having a motorbike. Gets you away from that busy world. It's a way of going back to the analog world when we were younger. You know, you've got to go and see people. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm just riding, I'm enjoying this beautiful scenery, and just, yeah, getting back to nature, getting back to not being in that digital construct. And I'll be back in it later on today, I know I will. I'll pick the phone up and I'll start checking my social media. I'll even be on YouTube seeing if I've got any more subscribers. But just for these few hours, just switch off. Feels great. And one of the other problems with this new digital world that we're in is when we were teenagers and early 20s, there was no evidence. Now what do I mean by no evidence? I think a few of you will have just gone straight away going, haha, I know what he means. There was no evidence. If you were on the dance floor dancing with a girl, grabbing a bum like we used to do, don't say you didn't, because you did, nobody was there with a camera taking a photo. And if you got another girlfriend in another club, she wasn't seeing this on Facebook or Instagram. You know, your parents didn't get to find out that you were doing things you shouldn't be doing. When you said you were staying at a friend's house, they thought you were staying at a friend's house, not in a farm, camping in some forest somewhere. So yeah, that's another problem. There's too much evidence, if you like. Everything's free for everybody. If you want to search for something on the social media, it's there. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good thing. I'm doing a YouTube video. I want people to watch these videos. So it's great. But I think, as a nearly 50-year-old man, our upbringing, our teen years, our 20s, I think they were the best. They were better than what the guys have got now. My son's 19, and I feel like we did so much more than they do now. Don't get me wrong, they still do stuff. They have a whole world that's open to them. But we just did more. We went round our friend's house, we went on the computers together, you know, not the Xbox, we didn't have an Xbox back then, it was a PlayStation 1. Well, I remember the Spectrum ZX, you know, when you had to have the downloading noise of a game. The good old days. You went to play football on the green. Where am I going? You went to play football on the green, you got your push bikes out, you went for a ride, you went down the BMX track. You were just always out, always playing. And then as you got a bit older, every night, nip down the pub just for a pint. Even if you didn't drink, you just went for a social with your friends, because it was the only way you were going to see your friends. If you had a girlfriend, you couldn't ring her because it was too bloody expensive. So you had to go and see her. It was just more of a social world, definitely more of a social world. And I think I preferred that. Mental health issues. Well, if you compare the mental health issues from when we were 18 to 25 in the 80s and 90s, very little mental health, or that you saw anyway. Compare that to today, it's crazy, the amount of mental health, especially in youngsters. It's because you can't get away from it. You go home, you shut your door, or should I say, when we were 18 to 25, you go home, you shut your door, the rest of the world's outside. You're in your safe place. But nowadays, you go home, you shut your door, the world's still in your hand. It's still, that phone is the world, so you can still get messages. You can still go on social media. You can see everybody else's perfect life, which makes you look at your life and think, oh, their life's better than mine. You know, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. I want to be able to go to Thailand, I want to be able to go to Bali and do all these amazing things. Whereas when we were young, you went home, the only person you could compare yourself to was your group of friends. And you were all pretty much in the same boat. You all lived in a house with your family, you had a push bike, you know, you went to school, after school you went to college, we all got part-time jobs. It was just so much easier to ignore the rest of the world. The only place you could get that kind of information on was the news. And to be fair, as a kid, I don't know about you, but I didn't watch the news, so I didn't really care whether that was right or wrong, I don't know. But I wasn't bothered about the news. I was just bothered about what we're going to be doing the next day. You know, were you meeting your friends to go out? Obviously, you've got to go to either school or work, but after that, you get home, you get changed, get showered, straight out with your mates. And be home before the lights got on, before the street lights came on. That was always the rule. parents would say, home before the street lights come on. You got about a 5-minute leeway, but after that, yeah, you were in trouble. But it was simple, the world was simple, there was no comparison. You're not comparing yourself to anybody else other than your group of friends. And I think that's part of the reason the world is the way it is at the minute. We're comparing ourselves to everybody, and the information is there, but it's not just there, it's thrown at you, it's in your face. It's all over the news, it's all over social media, again on YouTube, depending on what your algorithm's showing you. You get the stuff you want to see, but also in there, the middle of it, I've noticed more recently, we're getting all the war stuff, and yeah, okay, we need to know what's happening in the world, but I don't want it thrown in my face. I've gone onto YouTube to watch something to cheer me up. I don't want to know what Donald Trump is doing, or Keir Starmer. You know, it's just crazy. It is just crazy. So, that is the reason I come to places like this. And let me show you. Let's go and have a look at my view. There's the bike. I've ridden up here where I'm at. I am at Cork Abbey, Staunton Harold, just outside the reservoir. And I'm in their car park, and this is the view. Let me show you in a minute. It's an amazing view. And these are the places you're just coming out, chilling out, away from social media, and you get to see these amazing views. So, enjoy these views. So I think what I'm trying to say is, if you feel the same as me and you reminisce about the good old days, I think you need to find yourself a hobby, even if you're not into motorbikes. You need to find yourself a hobby, or just do something that makes you feel away from the world, disconnected. It could be a walk in the forest, it could be finding a hobby, anything, or even just turning your phone off for a day and just ignoring the rest of the world. And I promise, you'll feel better for it. So, anyway, I'm going to go and find myself a drink, because it's swelteringly hot. It is 26 degrees, beautiful, and I'm getting a bit thirsty. So, I'm going to find myself somewhere to stop for a drink, maybe get a little snack, and enjoy the rest of this ride. And I'm going to turn the cameras off, turn the phone off, and just have a couple of hours of me time. So if you've got this far, thanks for watching. Please do the usual, like, subscribe. I'm nearly at 1,000 subscribers now. I'd like to get over that benchmark. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Take care, see you next time.